What it do, what it is, what it ain't. Thanks for listening to the latest episode of the Get Right Podcast. Don't forget to follow and subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to get notifications of new content. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you dig? Cue the music. Yo, what it do, what it is, what it ain't. It's your boy T. And this is the Get Right Podcast, man. And you already know I'm never rolling solo. I got my two dogs with me all the time, bro. The Brain Trust, Rod, rolling with me. Give me them 3 words, bro.
What up, though?
Yes, sir. And always, man, Mr. Misconception himself. The people that love to hate to love. DC, what's good?
That's right. It's your boy, Mr. Misconception, the one they hate to love, the one they love to hate, but the truth shall set you free. It's your boy DC in the place to be. Shout out to the 80s, baby.
I was waiting for that 80s line, bro. Let's go, man. And as always, man, like, you know, you get a little bit of us, and sometimes we like to give a dose of some other energy, man, to come to the pod, man. And we've been rolling since 2024, man. And of course, we got to keep it rolling, man. We got to have some dope guests, man. So I've been hounding this guy for about a year. By a good year, at least. One of the coolest dudes I met, man, when I relocated to the Carolinas, as he relocated to the Carolinas, man. And you want to talk about you want to talk about fashion, you want to talk about entrepreneur, you want to talk about black-owned business, you want to talk about a hustler. He's all of those things, man. He gonna talk about that, and we're gonna chop it up, man, like we always do about other things too, man. But I got the homie Trent Lloyd, a Lavish Blanc. You ain't heard of Lavish Blanc, you about to learn today. Trent, what's good, bro?
Yo, what's going on?
Man, life good, bro. I'm finally glad, bro, I got a hold of you, bro.
I know. I'm here. Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm coming down with something because the kids running around sick at the daycare, passing it on to me, so my voice might be scratchy. So I'm apologize for that.
Hey, when we parents too, bro, we get it. We get it, bro.
Yeah, but I'm here now. I'm here, you know what I mean? And I know you've been reaching out. It's just been business been on me, man. So now I get a chance just to stop and you know, just chop it up with you. And man, let me know what's on your mind, and I'm tell you what's on my mind.
Oh, day for sure, man. First, man, just tell the people, man, who you are, where you from, where you at, what you doing.
So I'm originally from South Bend, Indiana. Right? Went to South Bend, Indiana. Graduated from Indiana University in fashion. I've been in fashion since I was 16. Met my wife. We relocated a few other places, Atlanta, and we a little bit in LA, and now we're here in the Carolinas in Charlotte, which is an amazing city, great for family. If you're about family life with the kids and everything, man, the Carolinas is a great place. Charlotte, I don't know about all the Carolinas, but as far as Charlotte's a good spot, and the surrounding areas as well. So whether you in Fort Mill or whatnot, but yeah, I like it here.
That's what's up, bro. So, man, you South Bend, you a Hoosier, bro. That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah.
The homie Rod, he from Detroit, bro. He a Wolverine guy, man. So
okay, I'm surprised he didn't let me know that, man. Because normally people from Detroit let you know in the first 5 minutes of talking to them. So I had one of my roommates was from back in college was from Detroit, man. And
Okay.
I look, I know about so much. I didn't want to know. I'm like,
yeah, bro, yeah.
but yeah,
Detroit is it's a
I never been to
city.
Detroit. I never been to Detroit.
You should go. It's a beautiful city, man.
I traveled the world multiple times, but I never been to Detroit. I'm not against it going. If I got an opportunity or something, I'll check it out.
Yeah, man. What you'll find is you'll be probably pleasantly surprised because Detroit had a bad rap for so long, and we had some dark days for sure, but the revitalization of the city right now, like, I think you would be pleasantly surprised, man. Like, it's a growing city. It's lively right now, especially the downtown area, and the people are just dope, bro. Like, Detroit got some of the dopest people that you ever meet in your life, right? And that's probably why, people were so prideful to tell you they from Detroit instantly, because it's just, I don't know, you find a certain love from being from there. Like I miss it every day, to be honest with you. But like you
Yeah.
said, for a family purposes, like yeah, ain't nothing like the Carolinas right now. So that's why I'm here.
See, but my thing is this, man. One reason I was happy to leave up north, I can't deal with that weather.
Mm,
I
mm.
can't deal with that weather, man. That snow like that, I can't do it.
I would say I probably can't deal with it now, but
Yeah.
growing up in it, that's all you know. So it's like it's whatever. But I didn't realize. I think I told this to the fellas before. I didn't realize how much I didn't want to deal with snow until I had to not deal with it anymore. Like before, it was just like whatever. You know what I mean? It's snow.
Yeah.
You shovel, you snow blow, you go about your day. But when I came here, and I think it snowed like the first month or two I was here, and literally by noon, probably even before noon, it was melted. I ain't have to shovel nothing. I said, "What is this? Like, I love this. I don't think I ever want to go back." And we've been rocking ever since.
That's the
Yeah,
good life
everybody
right
coming
there.
to the South, bro. Like nobody moves up north to retire. You know what I'm saying? Everybody comes down here,
Nah,
bro. Yeah.
for sure, man. So Trent, I'm gonna ask you this, bro. Like you are at South Bend, Atlanta, LA. You moved around a little bit. You graduated college, in art, man. But what got you started in that? Was it clothes? Was it you like as a kid, like many of us used to try to draw cars? Like what got you into art, man?
Man, you know what? I was always in the art. I was always in the art, and I was always in the fashion. I started at about 16, 15, 16. Um, had a skateboard clothing company. And then when I was about 21, 22, I started a skateboard company. It was called Rotten Scoundrel. Uh,
All right.
and then I was moving with that, started as t-shirts, moving forward, pins, everything. But then when I moved to Atlanta, once I graduated from college and moved to Atlanta, I had to give up a lot of that because it was time for bills. Bills was coming in.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy because once I moved there, and I love Atlanta, I really do. So we met some real great people that lived in Atlanta. Had some fun times in Atlanta. Um, but sometimes you got to realize, man, even though you love a city, that city might not love you, right? Because when I was there, it make you feel a certain way. And I say this about Atlanta all the time. It make you feel a certain way. It makes you play that keep up with the Joneses type of thing.
Hmm.
Like
Mm,
Atlanta is about that. When I was in Atlanta, man, at a certain time, I couldn't really be myself all the way. And you can't be yourself all the way, right? The only people only you can really be yourself with all the way is the people that you went down there with or you truly know and grew up with in Atlanta.
right.
Because Atlanta's not that type of city, man. Atlanta is a big facade. Atlanta's a real big facade when everybody had to play a role. So when you meet somebody and they act like they bigger than who they are, then chances are they're probably not. But
Mm.
it's a game in Atlanta, and that was one thing I didn't like about Atlanta. And once you go there and you live there, you be like, okay, I know exactly what Trent means. Or if you live there now, you gonna know what I'm talking about. Um, because it was one of those things, man, where it's kind of crazy. Y'all heard of that, fake it till you make it type of
Yep.
thing.
Yes,
You heard
sir.
of that, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
this is the crazy part, and I never admitted this to too many people, but I believed in that. It was one of those things, man, where if you do that, you will get way further ahead in Atlanta because you have to play the role that you want to be in.
Hmm.
Right? That was one of the things in Atlanta. If you want to be that boss, you got to act like that boss. You can't move in like you just a dude at the bottom because won't nobody want to touch you. They
Yeah.
don't want to touch you. They don't want you to be around. But if you act like, oh, I'm a boss too, they're gonna be like, okay, well, let's move how bosses move. The
Hmm.
whole time you probably struggling with you barely got any money in your pocket. But you got this facade. You got to play it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of the things in Atlanta, man. That always that I didn't like. It was hard being you, just really you. Like if you ain't got it, you couldn't let people know you didn't have it.
Man, Trent, you mentioned I heard you with that, and you mentioned living in LA. Would you say it's similar in LA as well, or is it kind of more exclusive to Atlanta, that fake it till you make it mentality?
Well, I wasn't in LA long enough
I got you.
to paint the picture for that like I was in Atlanta because I was 6 years in Atlanta and
Okay.
LA just a couple of months. So I can't really give too much on LA.
Mm.
So I don't want to go too much into that because I can't really like I won't be able to go into too much detail. I had a good time in LA. I had a good time out there in LA. I really did. And I don't know, all you guys been out there to LA?
Yeah, I have.
I've been to LA yet.
Yeah,
Only
Okay,
city I
okay.
ain't been to.
So now it's rough out there. But if you go to the right places, you're gonna be cool. LA is still a place to go. Well, as of now anyway. But you're gonna have a great time in LA, especially if your money right. If your money right, you're gonna have a damn good time.
Yeah,
And I
you gotta have
and I
some
think
bread
that's
out there.
anywhere. I think half the time I think that's almost anywhere. Money enhances your fun.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Right, right,
So
right.
so so because I don't like I said, man, and one thing about me, I won't be on here acting like I always had to figure it out, like I always had money. I'm good now, but before then, man, I went through my struggle. And I
Hmm.
think and I think maybe about what 80% of black people went through the struggle or going through the struggle, but
Yes, sir.
we like to act like we all good and we got it like that, and you like I said, you go to Atlanta, man, everybody got a Benz or some high end car, like, and you
Hmm.
don't even know they one check away from it all being taken away.
Yes, sir.
hmm
But we all it's that facade, right? And we do it everywhere, but that's where I experienced it the most in Atlanta.
yeah,
So
Yeah, Atlanta definitely has that reputation. Like everywhere you go, you see star-studded. At least the look is star-studded
well,
everywhere.
yeah.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's
The
the
big time
facade that,
effect.
yeah, it's the facade they're gonna continue to paint. You
yeah,
know what is it called? The Mecca, right? The Mecca,
yeah.
Black Mecca, or something like
Yeah, I mean,
that.
it's the
Yeah.
you could call it a hip hop mecca these days, entertainment capital. The South at the very least. You got movies being filmed out there, a lot of entertainers, get their break out there. So I think when you have that much media around, you're gonna get a lot of that fugazi. You know what I'm saying? I've heard the same
Yeah.
thing about L.A. That's why I asked. I don't personally know, but I've heard pretty much it's the same thing. Everybody in LA is trying to look like they got it, and they really don't, or what have you.
I would think it though. It depends on what part of LA you're in. Like if
You know
you,
what? That might just be half the time just for all the major cities.
hmm
Major cities. So if you go to LA, New York, Miami, I'm pretty sure everybody do it everywhere. But these are the cities where groups of people all come together to do it.
yeah,
Yeah,
You know. So
um,
so that's the only difference, man.
yeah, because it's got pockets. Because I will say, like from my experience in Atlanta, people who you can almost tell who's actually from Atlanta versus
Yeah.
those who came like transplants. You know what I'm saying? And from
Hmm.
from what I'm told, because I've never lived there, but I spent a good bit of time in Atlanta, just in and out. And from what I found is like that people that's like really from there, they are. Atlanta's actually kind of country. You know what I'm saying? Like the people who
Yeah.
ain't that country, they probably came from out of town or out of state or what have you. But Atlanta is really like an oasis in a country ass state. Like people don't realize that. Like once you get outside of Atlanta a little bit, like it's country. Like Ti, like look at Ti. You know what I'm saying? He's rapper, but if you listen to him, he country as hell. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can hear it in his
mhm.
twang and whatnot, and you can kind of tell the people. I'm just referring to rappers because we all know him. Like Ludacris. Ludacris was a transplant, and you can kind of hear it in his voice. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think you just kind of get a lot of that. A lot of people come to the city for the opportunities that's afforded out there. So there's gonna be a lot of faking, man. I
Hmm.
just think that's a lot of media more so because, like you mentioned, New York, a lot of media. Obviously, what they say, you
Yeah,
make it in New York, you
Miami
can
for
make it anywhere,
sure.
kind of thing. Atlanta,
Yeah.
L.A. See a little bit of that in Miami too. A lot of entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
Oh yeah. It's a lot, man. But and then in Atlanta, man, everybody want to be the star.
yeah,
Everybody want to be the star. You could be a celebrity, man, walk through there, and people might look at you a couple times, but that's all. The people won't let themselves fan out and be like, "Yo, this is such and such." They'll do it once that person leaves, but they won't do it in front of you. Um, man, it was kind of crazy, man, because I started to meet like the owners of the club that ran the whole club scene,
Mm.
and it was a lot of people. There's one guy named Deshaun. He was real cool, down to earth. He's still in Atlanta. And then I think, and everybody knew if you knew AG Entertainment. So it was Alex, the guy Alex Gitawan. I think that's his last name.
Mhm.
And if you in Atlanta, you know who that guy is. So back when they was doing it, it was crazy because I found out because I was always wondering, like, man, what does this dude do? Why is this dude so successful? What is he doing different from the average person? What is he doing different from me? Well, he had a team. He had a good team, right? But one thing that I found out, it was crazy because back when I was working a 9 to 5, there was a girl I met that knew him. She was like, "Yeah, I babysit for him," and yada yada yada. I said, "For real?" She told me, she was like, "Yo, he reads these books. You got the Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Bars.
You got
Good book.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Mhm.
You got it was so I'm just thinking like, okay, is you telling me? So once she said that to me, I told myself, I said, okay, I got to check these books out because if this dude got it like that and he's telling her it's from the books, I have to check it out. So
Mhm.
once I got into the books, man, once I started doing the books, and I do mostly audio books because it's easier for me than reading books. I can
Yep.
Hmm.
I can keep it moving or drive with them. Once
Likewise.
the books changed everything for me. The books changed everything for me. So that's why I'm big on I tell my people, hey, read books. But it's like almost trying to pull teeth, trying to tell my people to read books. A lot of people just don't want to do it.
Right.
Hmm.
They
Yeah.
don't want to do it. And I'm like, well, what are you supposed to? So then you start to learn, like, what are you supposed to get this knowledge from? Where are you supposed to get this education from, right? So growing up, chances are your mom and dad poor, right?
Hmm.
So your friends is probably poor, right? Your teachers is probably poor. So where do you get this education from? Where are you supposed to get this knowledge? Growing up, half the time I was watching, if it ain't cartoons, I'm watching BET, and they damn
Hmm.
sure ain't gonna teach you about money. School won't teach you about money. School won't teach you about taxes.
Hmm.
Actually, it's in their best interest how the government operates to not teach you about these things,
Mm.
right? So that's
Preaching
how the
now,
government.
bro.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's it's in their best interest to not teach you about. Imagine this: it's harder to win a game if you teach everybody all the rules of the game, right?
Hmm.
So it's harder to win the game. So man, the government don't want to teach everybody on how not to give money to taxes. That's worse. They don't want that. So now they won't teach that. I don't even think you're allowed to teach taxes. If a teacher start teaching about taxes and how to not pay the government taxes legally, that teacher probably be fired because you're not following that curriculum. You're not, they can't have
Hmm.
that. And these are the things that we want to know the best. You want to know about real estate. You want to know about taxes. You want to learn about how money works, how money really works.
Hmm.
I thought I knew how money works until probably at the age of 32. I found out how money really works, like really works.
Yeah.
Because we always think we know. And then once it dawned on me, I was just like, damn, man, I could almost just smack myself for thinking that. I thought I had the education, or I thought I had the knowledge. I thought I knew how money works. You get money, you spend it, you invest. Then you start to read these books of what other rich people do, and
Hmm.
you're just like, damn, man, I was so far behind. But now I'm glad I did it. So now I can fix those and correct those mistakes.
Man, Trent.
So that's yeah.
One
Yeah.
thing,
Talking,
one
boy.
one
He talking.
one thing. I'll bring out a real example. You talking about the government wanting to keep some things under wraps. You ever notice that you don't see whole life insurance commercials on TV? You'll see term life insurance. That's because it's illegal to put whole life insurance commercials on TV. You know what I'm saying? If you know about
Well,
wealth, you know
well,
that
yeah.
like term life insurance, it's good to have in case something happens. It's like car insurance,
Hmm.
but it doesn't
Well, think
actually
about it
add
this
to your
way.
net worth, right? Like whole
Yeah.
Well,
life
think about it.
does.
Yeah. Yeah, so just going off what you said, so think about it this way, right? You got term. Term insurance is basically a limit. It might be 10 years.
Right.
It might be up to a certain amount of time because it's a term. So it's a term. So pretty much, but when that term ends, now they jack up now you older, right? So now you older. So now they got to reevaluate the price on what you're gonna pay. And now they jack up that price by a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's say you're paying $100 for term and they let you pay that all the way up to you 50. Now you like, well, I'm still alive, everything fine. Let me get term again. Now they telling you, oh, it's 450 now.
Yeah.
And you're looking like, wait, what's going on? Oh, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and now here comes the thing about it with whole life insurance. If you're gonna do insurance, do whole.
Yep.
Do whole. You can do it for you can do it for your kids. And this is the thing to do because when you get whole, when you do whole insurance, man, that's it's for life.
Yep.
So the earlier you get in, the younger you get in, the better price you get.
Yep.
You locked in at that price.
Yep.
So if you're paying $150, now it could be a little bit more costly, but you're paying $150 till you. I think one lady quoted one time to like 115, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you locked in at that price. Now that's way better. Now, yeah, you gotta fork over the money, but at the same time, you can be your own bank too because it's life insurance. You use it for your life, not just for your death.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's exactly right.
So now you
can
can be
borrow
your
off
own
of it
bank.
and pay yourself interest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So now you could do it. You can use this money, and if you don't pay the money back, it just comes out of what they're supposed to pay your loved ones.
Right.
But a lot of times, man, you can build on this. You earn like a dividends in this type of process. So you're earning this money, and this is one of the things, man, that you always hear about black people getting killed by police officers. And if every black person right now ran out here and got whole insurance, whole life insurance, that would end. That stop.
Yeah.
That stop. Because the lawyers that they got running for the team, man, is so immaculate. Because they always look for ways not to pay people. So they gotta like imagine that, man. You get this lawyer gun you down and this and that. The lawyer, somebody gotta pay.
Yep.
They rather use the taxpayers from the police officers and then coming out their company or anything like that. So that's what a lot of other races do. But we don't do that. We tend to typically do the Lil Ray died. We need everybody to donate,
GoFundMe.
Cash App, GoFundMe, and we go because this is the thing. When other people die, especially like you get a Caucasian person when they pass away. Normally, when they pass away, the police run investigations on the wife to see if she did it for the money.
Yeah.
Damn,
They don't run. They don't like if you watch Lifetime. That's one of the main thing they
Shout out
always check is.
Lifetime.
Yeah, they always he said go cut that check Lifetime. They always inspect, did the wife, did he have that $1 million life insurance policy? Was that's you know what I mean? With us, they don't check for no life insurance policy. Did the wife do it? So it's not the same.
Yeah, because it's not expected that we wouldn't have that.
It's not expected.
Mm-hmm.
But other races, they do. They play that game. They all get life insurance, and it costs money, but it's well worth it, especially in the end. Because if you pass away, your family, you enrich your family instead of leaving them in debt. When certain family members we had pass away, we got to either just cremate them because we ain't got the money for the funeral, or the funeral home price gouging because they can do that. So now you got to pay the prices. You paying this. You probably ain't got regular certain other type of health insurance or anything like that when people pass away during, So now when the father of the house passes away, they're just way worse off just because.
Man,
right? You already lost the dad. Now everything's gone.
Yeah,
the house crumbles.
Yeah, it's crazy. This took a turn for the left. This got me thinking. When you talk about like reading, because I read both of those books. You mentioned multiple times. I don't know if you've heard of this book called The E-Myth. I love that book. I swear by it.
I heard of that book. I haven't started that book.
It's not as well known.
They got an audio.
Yeah, it's not as well known, but I love that book. But I was gonna say, man, when you talk about the knowledge, because bro, you spit, man, I feel the exact same way. Another thing that's out now that I wish more of us took advantage of is YouTube. But nowadays, you almost don't even have to read anymore. There's a video on everything. You could build a house on YouTube. You can open up a life insurance policy on YouTube. You can open up a portfolio, an investment account on YouTube. You can learn how to start a business on YouTube. Everything is on YouTube these days. It's a video.
That's
just
true.
Sitting down and watch it. Like, they got pictures and video. Like,
because that's one of the things I've been meaning to do. I've been like, man, I need to get everything that I do on YouTube. It's
Mm-hmm.
easy. I know it's there. I've been meaning to do it. I know, like, I think YouTube is actually the second search engine after Google.
Mm-hmm.
I
Soon
believe
as
it.
somebody so if you want to do something after Google, normally you do a YouTube,
Yep.
right? How to change my alternator on a '96 Chevy.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
right there. So
Right.
it's everything. So no, I agree. YouTube, man, and they know that, and YouTube knows that. That's why you got 100 million commercials. You got to get through the,
Yeah.
it's the money, the ads, all that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm. Speaking of videos, because yeah, we,
yeah.
we we definitely talking that talk. I talked with you, bro, when you first started. This is my introduction to Lavish Blanc. Because I remember I first met you, and you was like, "Bro, check out these
Hmm.
braces, bro. I'm addicted to those beaded braces now because of you." But I know you were like, "Bro, I never want to do videos." You was kind of just like, "Yo, just check it out. Here's the website. Just check it out." And I know you was like, "Man, I had to get out of my own way to get out my content, videos, information, right? For people to look you up, man. Like,
Yeah.
what was that process like, man, as you started Lavish Blanc and now to where you are? Because your videos, like Instagram, TikTok, like we can search you and see you in real live action of the product. But like, how did that start off, man? And like, how did you get over that hump, man? Because we talked about it,
It's
me and
crazy.
you, but how'd you get over that?
All right, so even though you can go to Instagram, right? And you can see me
Hmm.
doing the videos. You can see me doing the videos. But the truth be told is I never wanted to do the videos.
Right.
I never wanted to. I wanted to let my product just speak for itself. That was the goal, right? I wanted to be like a, kind of just faceless. It's just a brand, and that's what it is. Um, then I noticed certain parts of me, especially certain competitors, they had their face out there. And I could see how the algorithm and how the people react to it, right? Especially the algorithm. I could make something fire, but Instagram give you 500 likes, and you just like, wait, what's going on? And then somebody do maybe a less quality hat, but they got their face on there, and now they looking at 10,000 likes. You know what I mean? So you just start to. I'm like, okay, I got to play the game. I have to play the game, right? I never wanted to get on TikTok because I'm always just like, oh man, I got to get on TikTok and start dancing and ticking and talking and all of that. I sound like an old person. You know what I mean? Yeah, like
You said I'm
you
taking
see,
and
Yeah. Taking
talking.
and talking.
you see that, yeah. You see them old people like, yeah, you're ticking and you're talking and yeah. So
Yeah.
I had to, and then there was this one Instagram, and y'all might be familiar with this one. It's We Buy Black.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
they featured me on one time on one of my first videos,
Mm.
and I was just hand making the hat. Well, you can see I'm just hand making it. My face wasn't on there, and they was like, "Yo," and then I'm reading the comments, and as you know from my videos, I am light skinned, right? So I'm reading the comments, but it was only my hands on there, and everybody's just like, "Man, I thought this was We Buy Black. This is a white dude, man." Like everybody was just, and
Oh.
people like, "Man, they're like he might be Italian," or they're like, "Well,
Oh no.
they said, man, well, man, they said, light skinned people, just I'm just like, damn, man, they think I'm a white person on there. I'm reading the comments. People like, nah, he needs to show his face because there's too many people trying to say they black and they not, and this and this and that. And this one girl really trying to go at me in the comments. I'm like, dude, I'm black. My family black and all, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
people wanted the proof. And I'm like, I ain't gotta prove nothing to you, man. Like this. So, but at a certain point, man, I have to realize reality. You know what I mean? And for me to play this game, and we're all in the money game. We're all in the money game, whether you like it or not. If you
Mhm.
get up to go make a dollar, you're in the money game. Only way you cannot be in the money game unless you're just living out in the woods on your own. Other than that, yeah, other than that, you're in the game. So I'm like, okay, well, let me figure this out. So I told myself, I was like, yo, you know what? 2023, I'm gonna start doing some videos. I'm gonna start doing videos, and I started doing it. Right, I'm start getting into it. Trying to get better at it. I'm seeing that it's making a change too. I'm like, damn, it's really working for me. People starting to see my face. People starting to see who I am. I haven't did anything when I speak on the camera yet. Because I just, I haven't got there yet. I don't even know if I need to. Because I think as long as I got my face on there and I'm doing my thing, I don't. I know people want to hear it, but I get there when I get there.
Mhm.
So once I started doing that, Then I started seeing the change. I started seeing the followers, the people asking me how to do it. Now you know what I mean. So people couldn't deny, like, okay, is he white? Is he black? Everybody. I was worried about whether it's going to drive off a certain customer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's easier. Because like you start to, it's real easy if you got in mind on a certain type of customer you want, or Instagram gonna look at the algorithm and they're gonna see, oh, it's a black face, so let me just send him to black people.
Man,
Yeah.
And that's how Instagram is, right?
yeah.
And this
Yeah.
is the part, and this is the part that's real.
Go
But
ahead, man.
mine is for black celebrities.
Okay.
That's why I'm gonna go with it with black celebrity. I'm gonna go right there, right? Um, when you because you got certain customers, right? White people got the money. You know what I mean? We know that.
Hmm.
Right.
And with a lot of our people, we don't have the money, which is understandable. We go through tough times, man. Shit, slavery wasn't that long ago. If you do the math, it
Preach.
wasn't that long ago.
For sure.
We still been more enslaved than we're free.
Hmm.
Yep.
But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, man, these other people, other race, they don't want to hear that. They look at it like we got the same equal opportunity as anybody else, and it's far from the truth.
Mm-mm.
It's far from the truth, and that's how it's always been. We haven't got reparations. Everybody got reparations, but black people. And there's
Yeah.
a reason why you can't give black people reparations, and there's a reason why behind that. Because you got to have a race at the bottom. You got to have a race at the bottom for America to be America, and
Mm.
we are that race. Now you're gonna get a lot of people, man. They argue and they fight, but if you look at it, the average income of a black person is $35,000
Yep.
in
Hmm.
America. We're at the very bottom. We're number 10. If
Mm-hmm.
10 was the last, that's where we are.
Yes,
So
sir.
when you know that number, you got to be like, yo, there's truth to what this man is saying. Why are we at the bottom? It's because we don't get out and work. That's not true. We all get up and work, right?
Hmm.
That's the first thing we all do. We go to work, and they say we don't, and we do, but we do. So with that being said, man, we don't have unity, and we don't unite, and that's our
Come on,
problem.
bro.
Other races are like Legos, man. They snap right into place.
Hmm.
With us, man, we like bad puzzle pieces, right? We be trying to force each other to fit, but we just won't fit. We don't want it to fit. It won't click.
Two things. One, going back to the just to kind of showing your face and whatnot, and getting that stigma of being a black owned business is real. I've got my photo on our website. And it's been up for maybe a year or two now. But I've been in
Yeah.
business for going on actually a little over 10 years now, going on 12 years. But we never put my photo or my father's photo. It's a family business. We never put our photos out because we didn't want to be seen as a black business. Not because we were ashamed of being black, but because when you're a black owned business, sometimes you get that stigma of, oh, they only cater to black people. You know what I'm saying? And that limits your market. I mean, because we only make up, I think,
A
like
lot.
15% of the population of America. And then just like you said, Trent, the black folks don't really have money like that. And I'm in property management for those who don't know. So my clients own multiple homes. You own at least two homes. You own the house you live in, and you have an extra one to rent out, and you call somebody like me. So for the longest time, I was low key afraid to put my photo out there because I didn't want
Yeah.
someone from another culture to go to my
Hmm.
website and he said, oh, he's not for me. You know what I'm saying? He's only going to look out for them or whatever it may be. So that stigma is real, man. I definitely would.
That's exactly. Yeah. That's the thing, man. We gotta act like sometimes we gotta hide ourselves because we are worried about, okay, once I start showing out my black face, because you are gonna get passed up,
Yeah.
right? You will. Sometimes it is us, right? Because how many times I done read stuff with Airbnbs and people be like, man, see, that's why you can't do the black. Like I see it all the time, even
Yeah.
though it happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times we don't realize we are like, we got to realize, man, we are a reflection of ourselves.
Yeah,
When
man.
one person go acting like this, they automatically think we all do that. They start to think we all like it's just this hip hop rapper. This is what we give off. So it's hard to be a black businessman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's real hard because, like I said, man, like you go to Dubai, you talk bad about Dubai. Oh, that's you probably get locked up for that. No lie, no exaggeration. You talk bad about the people of Dubai, you get because they want that title, they want that clean image. You come in there and start pushing that stuff. But see, for us, we if you on a rap label, what you hear? I'm a shoot. I'm a pop a
Yeah, we
pill.
selling dope. We doing all that.
And that's what we do, man. We push this trauma narrative. We don't even have like good family shows anymore. Now it's girls club or it'd be like love and hip hop, but they just fighting on it. I don't even see no love. Y'all just like so. It
Hey,
just
I gotta give a
shows,
shout
man,
out to
that's
Abbott Elementary though, bro. Abbott Elementary doing
well,
their
yeah.
thing.
We'll see.
You know, so I just gotta throw that out.
Yeah.
They fire. Abbott Elementary is fire though. I ain't gonna lie.
No,
They funny.
and
But it's one of few though.
It's one of few.
One of few.
Yeah, it's
well,
one of few.
well, that's the thing, man. It's more trauma. More look at 50 Cent.
Yeah.
I think 50 Cent great. I think 50 Cent is great.
Power.
But let's be honest. If we break it down, let's be honest. I do like how he give black people chances, right? He really do. He give people acting roles, and I'm pretty
Yep.
sure he pushed out money. So he do. But at the same time, we gotta ask ourselves, is he hurting the community? Right? You think these other races, you think the people in Dubai be like, yo, let's get a whole bunch of us on TV doing a whole bunch of illegal, terrible stuff, and let's push it and show that to the world on what we doing illegally. They don't do that.
I feel you, but
A lot
I
of
gotta
times.
give some pushback to that because you got
Yeah,
Martin
yeah,
Scorsese and you got, you know what I'm saying, like the Italian mafia, he's known for making gangster movies, but yet, nobody looks
Now,
at
that's
his guys.
true.
They're just like straight gangsters. So I
that's
wouldn't
true.
really put that on 50 like he's
But this is the thing with that. This is the thing with that. They can afford that. We can't. Right? Half the time, if you go to even if you look at Italy, how do we look at Italy? As a great place, right? Like you look at it, like imagine that if your shirt say from Italy, what do we automatically expect?
designer.
Yeah.
So, but if it
something
says
like that.
if your shirt say from Africa, what would you think? Half the time, you probably just be like, oh, African, oh, it's from just a regular. Like that's how we look at it. So they can actually afford if they playing that mob role or something like that. Because at the end of it, we know, oh, they just a great actor. That's just how it is. Half
Man,
the
we
time,
was just
man.
talking about that. We was just talking about that.
When you
on
on
our last
TV, when
episode.
I watch Power, or which one is that with Tyreek? Man, it's just the
Yeah,
college
Power.
kids running around selling drugs. This how it is. I watch Power, right?
Yeah.
But my wife was watching it, and there's there's a Power book or whichever one with Tyreek.
it's
Here's
Power.
Power Chapter 2.
So I'm watching it, right? Okay, you got a teenage kid or whatever. He's running around selling drugs. Didn't have to do it, but that's what he want to do or whatever. Okay, I get it. You pushing the drug. Okay, shooting everybody dying, people dying on there. And what I start to realize, and then they start to push a certain agenda on there. You start to see other things on there. It's like why? And it's a scene that kept popping up. Like I can't really talk about it, but if you know, you know. It's a scene that keeps popping up on there of just more so where you got to fast forward through.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
So you know that. So, but I don't understand why. Why is this in there deliberately over and over and over?
And it doesn't push the story forward at all.
It has nothing to do. So when I see a man and a woman get together and start kissing, that scene lasts for 5 seconds. You'd be like, okay, and then it just kind of goes dark. Or there's a little, but then it's another scene where I'm like, yo, I'm fast forwarding. And it's like 3 minutes of fast forward, and it's still what's going. And it was like that. Like as soon as I see the guy, I'm like, okay, I know where this is going. And this is no offense to anybody. So anybody listening to this podcast, I don't, you know what I mean?
No, we got love here. We got love here.
Yeah, it's all love. It's all love.
We talked about
But
that media agenda.
Well, it is. We start to push an agenda, and we got to start to ask ourselves, because like me, I'm into fashion. So for me to have that type of hate will be a fashion suicide for the people I work with. Because I work with, I have some great customers, and they love extravagant pieces, and that's what I make for them. So I love when they come in. I love talking to them. I love working with them. But I just noticed that it's just a certain group of people this stuff is more pushed on, and we got to ask ourselves why. we got to ask ourselves, why is this going on? With my business, right? I try to make sure I treat everybody right, especially if you black, right? If you black, man, I try to make sure when you get one of my pieces, you in love with it, because I know you done spent good money, so I want to give you something equally of value to you, or more. So when I create a piece for you, especially because I look out for black, man, I support black businesses. As soon as I know somebody's black and they doing something, man, I make sure to give back
Right.
some type of way that I can, and that's just the things that I do moving forward. Because a lot of black see, and like I thought, remember how you were saying with your business, you was afraid to put your picture on there,
Yeah.
right? You was afraid to put your picture on there, and I was too. I thought, man, once they know I'm black, will they still, will they still love me? And man, I couldn't have been more wrong. Black people come out the woodwork. They come out the woodwork to kind of support me. I'm right now, my business is so busy. That's why I'm glad I'm doing this interview now to take time for it. But the business is so busy, man. Being black, man, it can be difficult, right? I ain't gonna never say it can't, but if you start to learn and you start to educate yourself and you get around like-minded people and you help pull people up with potential, you're gonna get there, and the
Yeah.
people around you can get there.
Yeah.
So, like I
Yeah, that
said,
part.
so that's one thing about black people, man. It's America is difficult for us, right? But I wouldn't change being black for the world.
Right.
So
It's a
this, you know what I
privilege.
mean? So it is, and it's even privilege even with skin tones, because you got
It is.
it's a whole light skin privilege,
Yeah, it is.
and light skinned people you gotta realize that I got dark skinned people. My dad, he's not dark skinned, but he's brown. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And my cousins, I got brown skinned cousins, dark skinned cousins. So I look at it like, man, look, I'm gonna hold it down for y'all. If I know it's a privilege, I'm gonna make sure I know, because I know a typical white person might see that light skinned person and that dark skinned person as two different people. You know, like, oh, well, you light skinned for some reason, you're less hood or you're less evil or something, whatever they might think. And I realize that. So, and it's one of those things, man, where when you travel outside the country, you can realize that even more, depending on where you're going. But I will say, certain places, man, if you dark skinned, they love you. They love you if you dark
Wesley
skinned.
Snipes.
Yeah, man, you find the right place, and you dark skinned, they love you. So it all just depends on, man, where you go and who, you got to go with who loves you, man. That's what I do.
Yeah,
Let me ask
for
you this:
sure.
you were talking about how your career path keeps you real busy and whatnot, and in this business,
Yeah,
if you're busy, I mean that's good. That means you get to it, right? Could you
yeah,
talk about? And I know you're married, and you say you got kids too.
yeah.
So could you talk about? I always like to talk anybody who's an entrepreneur to talk about like that work-life balance. You know what I'm saying? As far as because
We was just talking about this.
yeah, because it's not
Yeah.
a 40-hour. I don't know, what you do as far as your workload, but generally speaking, entrepreneurship is not a 40-hour a week type of gig. You know what I'm saying? It's a lifestyle really. And sometimes
Yeah,
there
yeah.
is an imbalance or things it's kind of tough to balance them both. Can you kind of touch on like how you go about that?
I'll say it's definitely like, oh man, I think having a business is like, man, having a business is almost like for me having an extra set of twins, man.
Mm,
Because like my son and my daughter, right? I got a 7-year-old son, 3-year-old daughter, and man, I can't get enough of them. I can't get enough of them. And what makes it easier is because my wife, because man, we make a good team. And and my wife is black, kids, black family, but you know what I mean.
hmm
But we make a good team, and that's one of the things, man. I wanted to make sure that I did things the right way. Well, my way. I ain't gonna say the right way. I wanted to do things a certain way, my way. So I wanted to get married first, right?
Okay.
Before we had kids, and we did that. We graduated from college, ended up getting married, then had the kids. You know, and that's the way I would try to have more people do it. But see, I wasn't born from that way, and my mom and dad wasn't married, but I seen certain things of that them being together, how it played out, and I didn't want to go that route. Now I had a good home. My mom was my dad all of my life. I can call them up now. Some people don't
That's what's
have
up.
that. So
Yeah,
some people don't
facts.
have that. You know what I mean? Far as business wise, it might just be in my blood. My grandpa had his own business. My dad has his business, and now I have a business. Now I teach my son. Hey, I told him. Now this is gonna be the part right here, man. That it can a lot of stuff I say, but I'll just be real. It could get me in trouble in a certain light, right? Because I want, like, for instance, my son to be a certain way. I want him to get married and I want him to have kids because uh, having kids and having grandchildren and children and keep pushing that name and that legacy and everything is
Hmm.
important to me. That the whole bloodline is important to me. Some people it's not. Some people kids are not for everybody. They're not. Some people, because you'll hear about all these stories about how something happened to a kid and this and that. Some people, so kids are not for everybody. So, but for me, there was. I always want to make sure I keep stuff going, keep the name going. You know, so that was one thing that was always important to me. So like for my kid, he loves talking about like being an astronaut. That's his space planets. That's his man. That's his thing, right? And he only 7, and he'll talk about it all day to anyone, everybody. So he's not really like into basketball and stuff like that. And and I like sports up to a certain part, but
Hmm.
it is never really was my thing either. I was more so of an artist. I play football, play basketball, but it's never really my thing because that was just me.
Yep.
So with that being said, as far as a balanced life, man, it is real difficult. But if you got a good partner, it makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
It makes it so much easier if you got a good partner, man. So if you find that woman that can really help you out and get you there to that next level, man, it makes things so much easier. Because I know right now, every podcast talking about the man this and the woman that and all that, and you know what I mean. You hear you. I'm pretty sure y'all see it all day,
Of
right?
course.
All
Hmm.
day.
Of
Yep.
course.
Y'all
Yep.
see it. Y'all see it all day when they get together, and the man should be doing this, and the woman should be doing that. Well, if you watch, who's really doing all that talking? It's only black people really doing that. It's rare. It
Hmm.
ain't too many white people going on there having these conversations, or Indian people, or Asian people,
Mm.
or Hispanic people.
Right.
It's so you got to wonder why they're doing. We're battling each other. You should do 50-50 and this and that. Why these other races are just like we building. I don't know. Y'all can do all that
Yeah.
talking. We building. So every time we have this conversation, man, I don't know if it's helping or hurting.
Yeah, and
You know?
I think with everything, like you hear that term work life balance a
Yeah.
bit, especially in today's society. But there's no such thing as work life balance, right? It's all work is life, life is work. You know what I mean? It all
Yeah.
blends together. So it's a work life blend. You just got to know when to make important decisions for important times. Like you said, your kids mean everything to you. Me too. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a leader within an organization. I'm not an entrepreneur, but I run my business as if I am.
Yeah.
And there's times where, if my son has a football game, guess what? All right, work later. I got a football game to go to. You know what I mean? Then there's times where, the family might be doing something and I might have to go do some work stuff. So it's all about blending it together and making the important decisions of what's most important in that moment. So I think that's in my head, that's how I would envision being an entrepreneur as well. It's just sometimes you gotta sacrifice on both sides, but making priority of what needs to be priority.
Yep.
No, and I agree 100%. Right? Because just yesterday I had a daddy daughter day. Right?
Yeah,
And
we was talking about
man,
that.
and last Saturday, last Saturday it was me and my son. I said, "Yo, let's go out." Bought him
Hmm.
some. He needed some new shoes. Bought him some shoes. Went out to eat. I never forget. I was ringing something up, and he was like, "Daddy, you spent $200," and I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta get you. I gotta get you." And the lady at the cash register lasted laughing and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, So to him, that's a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
And I'm like, half. That's the cost of going outside these days.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're gonna spend 200 just for breathing
Before
outside.
tax. Before
Yeah,
tax.
yeah. You go to the man. You know what I mean? So you go to these clubs or whatever you do, you gonna pay that. It costs money nowadays.
Yeah.
But I love what I do for my man. I can do this all day. Like if I didn't have it's a good thing that I got a wife and kids, man, because I'm not I'll be here all day working.
Yeah.
I'll be here all day working, and because I love doing what I do, so it don't feel like work. Now it can feel like work, so I'll take that back. It can't feel like work, but I do love it.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I love it, man. I can, man, because it's like whatever I want to be creative with, or whatever I can come up with, and it's somebody right there that loves my work, so it makes it easy. But it wasn't always like that. It was times,
Mhm.
man. I done worked in a factory. I done I done worked in retail. I done had, man, when I was in college, I worked at Jimmy John's. I worked at a whole bunch of these jobs, right?
Yeah.
That paid the bills. So we find jobs that pay the bills. But I always encourage people, me personally, to become an entrepreneur. I
Mhm.
do because I love it. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. But this is the thing, man. If you use your brain rightly, if you use your brain the way you're supposed to, it can be easy. You know,
Mm.
like I remember this one guy. He just posted. He said, "Man, y'all got to stop telling everybody," because he was talking about how, y'all should stop telling everybody to stop buying a Gucci belt or some goofy loafers and start a business. He's like, "Man, you can't start a business with X amount of dollars." And to me personally, I was like, "Oh, he couldn't be more than wrong." For me, when I
Mhm.
started my business, man, I started my business with $1,200.
Mhm.
$1,200 started my whole business. Like, and now it is what it is now,
Yeah.
and it's crazy. And I love doing what I do. I won't get so much into numbers, man, but I make more probably than most doctors. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
so it's one of those things, man. I love. That's why I always encourage it. I always try. Like I tell my kids, man, look, y'all can work with me. You can start your own business. And if you do work for somebody else, it has to be something, whether you are an astronaut or, okay, you are working for a law firm or a doctor or something, or engineer, something on that level. That's how it is now, because I won't let my kids, me personally, I will not let my kids work at McDonald's.
Mhm.
And the reason why is because I seen, there was this one guy, this Indian guy, and he just kind of broke it down for me. He was like, he said, "Haven't you noticed you never see our Indian people work in those fast food restaurants?" I said, "Yeah, I have noticed." He said, "There's a reason why you don't see that." He said, "We know we rather let them just stay and work on their education or come work for the family business because they're gonna get way more ahead doing that." And but a lot of times a lot of them have that luxury to do that. A lot of times,
Right.
if um if the mom is a single mother, the son has to get in where he fit in and help out,
Right.
right, at a young age. So he might have to be the man at a younger age than what he should have. So,
Hmm.
and I don't know what happened between the mom and dad or whoever. Well, that's a whole story it could be in itself. But
Yeah.
um, they got different opportunities. But now that I have that opportunity, I'm telling my kids the same thing because I see where they're at.
Mhm.
Man, let me ask you
Uh,
this, bro. Earlier, you were saying that you had traveled all over the world. What kind of took you
yeah,
around the world? Like vacation or work or a little bit of
man,
both? Or
my wife,
yeah,
she wants to try. Man, my look. That's one thing she always told me. She said, "Look, I'm traveling." When we first got together, I'm traveling.
Oh shit, that you in or
So
out?
yeah, pretty much. That's how she'll do it. She'll do it like that. She'll be like, "Yo, I'm doing this trip. You coming?" And I'm like, "All right, I'm in there." So that's how she is. She would. That's why, man. Look, if you get you a good woman, man. If you get you a good woman, she'll, you know what I mean, can really change your life for the better. So she'll tell me like, "Yo, we go." So we've been to Paris. I've been to Barcelona.
I just came back
I've
from
been to,
Barcelona. Well,
yeah,
it's actually
yep,
it's been almost a
yep.
year now. It was last May.
Okay,
God, dog,
so
I can't
you
wait no
probably
more.
you've been to the beach then,
Yeah.
right?
Well, so when
You
we
got
went, it was a little bit cooler. So I put my toes
okay,
in the
okay,
water, but that's
okay,
about as because it was like 70 degrees outside when I went. So it
yeah.
was a little cool for the beach, but it was dope though for sure.
So if you get a chance to go to the beach, then you're gonna be like, "Hey man, you better bring you some sunglasses, man, because you're gonna."
I knew he was gonna say that. I knew he was gonna say
Better bring you some
Already.
sunglasses, because you be like, "Man, let me just eyes forward, let me just
Mm.
keep my head down." Yeah, because So we've been to Thailand. You've been to Thailand. I
Oh,
think if
nice.
you if you if you if you if you black, Man, you're gonna get a lot of love in Thailand with the women and all of that. You go to Thailand.
Hey man, we
Um,
all married, bro. We ain't taking that advice.
yeah, I know. Well, there you go then. Okay, then. I didn't know if y'all was
That's for the
married or not.
listeners.
Okay,
He's talking to the
okay,
listeners
For the
right now.
listeners,
okay.
for the listeners, y'all.
I do want to go to
Thailand.
Thailand,
He
though.
said. He
Southeast
said,
Asia in
let him
general.
cook.
Yeah.
Man, go to Thailand. I did Hong Kong.
Okay.
Um, Hong Kong. Where else I been? Been. You did that all the Dominican Republic and the islands down
Yeah,
there,
the
stuff
Yeah.
like
Caribbean.
that. Definitely Mexico, Cancun, Cabo, and Cozumel. Um, where else has I been? I can't think of anything else. You know how? Yeah, I can't think of nothing else.
Have
got
you
20 stamps in his
have you been
passport,
to
bro.
Africa at all? Any parts of that continent?
No, and I do, and I've been wanting to go to like South
Yeah,
America.
that's
South
our
America's
goal.
been on my list.
Yeah, I've been to
Uh,
Costa Rica.
uh,
It was
see,
nice.
I've been wanting to go to Ghana. I've been wanting to check out
Me
Ghana.
too.
And you know
Hmm.
what? Well, you know what's kind of what trips me out is I'd be like, dang man, I've been all these other places. I ain't even been to the motherland
We
yet.
ain't been home. Yep.
Yeah.
My
So
wife
yeah,
has the same conversation all the time, man. She like, yo,
yeah.
we gotta go to Africa.
Because on TV, like I said, they push that agenda, right? So when you turn on TV, you just see a man with a spear running from a hyena or something, right? But then now, because we got social media, you start to see what's really over there. You start to see the fact that man, they got places that can put Paris to shame,
Big
right?
facts, bro. Paris overrated, bro. To me,
It's oh man,
DC,
it's
you been to Paris
overrated.
too, bro. Paris overrated,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Paris is
And it
overrated.
is. And then when I went in February, so it was freezing cold. I will never go again in February. Actually, I ain't really had a passion to go back. If I do go back, it'd be cool. But you know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
um, but yeah, so some places like London and stuff like that. But I always encourage people to travel. Travel. Colombia had a good time in Colombia. Good time for the
I've
yeah,
heard really good
yeah.
things about Colombia. Really good
Colombia,
things.
man. Yeah. So like those passports bros been hitting it up hard, man.
Yeah.
They've been
What's
hitting it
up.
up hard over there. And hey, if you're single like that, I don't blame you one bit, man. I don't blame you one bit because you go over there, man, and
Yeah. I
hey,
got a homeboy that I
uh,
kind of live vicariously through, and he
we all
back and
got that.
forth.
We all got that friend,
Right,
right?
Don't we?
right,
Don't
We
we?
all,
right.
we all got that friend,
He
right?
be telling me
I
some
don't be worried
stories,
about.
right? I'm like,
I
ooh.
gotta make sure my wife don't listen to this segment right here, this podcast.
Hey, Rod, you gotta edit this out.
Yeah, she go. No, but we all got that homeboy or somebody
We
when you
do.
know.
Right.
And I tell my people, I be like, hey, it's certain people that I'll be like, you can't go over there because you'll crash out.
Yeah.
It's cats like you'll crash out, man. So, yeah, you'll go over there and you'll lose your damn mind. Like you got these women over there that all looking like J Lo or better than J Lo, and they chasing after you.
Right.
So so
You got
you
like
know what I mean? It's
$20 in your
crazy,
All you
pocket,
got
and
is
over there,
$10. Yeah.
it's like
bruh.
$10,000. You know what I'm
Bruh,
saying?
you go over there. Hey, look, man. If you do well over here, it's you know what? I'll put it like this: it's a cheat code for men. I'll put it like that. It's the cheat code because you can be here and you might not make enough money for the women today or just society today, right? Say if you make 40 grand, 40 grand is pretty much, and it's sad to say, it's poverty. 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago, 40 grand was cool.
Yeah.
Right.
But
You
now
talking, bro.
it's poverty, and
Yep.
it's messed up because I know a lot of listeners right now are probably like, man, I make 40K. This dude shit, crapping on me.
Nah, we not.
You know what I mean?
It's all love here.
And I've been there. So I won't. Hey man, hey, I worked for 35K and in Atlanta. You know how that feel, bro? Like you know how that feel to make like. So this is the thing about me. I won't ever act like I'm something bigger than what I am because I've been through the tough times. I've been through the times where you got to wait for that next check. It was times where it was this spot called a Riff Cafe, cool spot in Atlanta. And one of their best nights was on Thursday. I couldn't go because I didn't get paid till Friday.
Oh,
Man,
we
do
all
you
been there. We all been there. I've been
So
there.
you
Like,
can't.
dang, I can't roll
So
till Friday.
man, you can't. So I'm up in this spot with $50 to your name, and man, it does something. Man, look, one of the things when you broke as a man, it does something to your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It do something to your soul being broke, man, and it really do. And I've been there, especially if you're around people that really got it. You just like, damn, man, I gotta. It hurts. It's hard as a man because you're supposed to be a provider with all. Now women say you better make 6 figures or else. But when you a man and you go to Colombia, you come down there with 50K, you doing a damn thing.
Yeah.
So it is real tricky. So but this is one of the things I will always tell a black man to. I don't do. Okay, is everybody married? Is everybody married to a
Oh
black
yeah,
woman?
we all
Mm-hmm.
married.
Yeah, we are.
We
Yeah.
all married.
To a black
Yeah.
woman. All right, so now we got that out the way. I will always tell a man to. You know how you offend somebody, he be like, "Man, I'm married to a white woman." You know what I mean? So I will always encourage somebody to find you a black woman. Now she don't have to be from America. She can be from Africa. You can go get you. My cousin right now got a Colombian, but she's dark skinned. She's a dark skinned Colombian, so you can definitely tell like she got black. I guarantee you. But she has the Colombian hair, right? The Brazilian hair, or whatever they will call it. She got the hair, but she's dark skinned. She's probably like maybe around your guys' complexion, and
Yeah.
so it's dark skinned people everywhere around the world. So that's what I would say. I mean, if you get who you get, you love who you love,
Mm-hmm.
but and I understand that, but I always want to make black women feel like they're appreciative, and we appreciate them, and you got Dr. Umar and all of that. So I do encourage that. I do encourage for us to lift black women up, man, because I imagine in life, especially in America, if we as black men feel like we have it the hardest being a black man, that technically means black women will have it the worst, right? Because men are over women in USA. The white man is over the white woman, right? So vice versa, the black man will be over the black woman. And if black people are the
Oh
lowest, then
no.
technically,
Oh
you think, well, you
That
think,
that might have been accurate 30 years ago, 2 and 24.
well,
I
no,
don't know
no,
if that's accurate,
black
sir.
women, no, no, no. I would say black women are definitely becoming more fast rate of becoming successful. I'm talking about just that. Okay, for picture it this way. I look at this like, imagine this, China. Like even with getting Barack in the White House, whether you like Democrats or Republicans, I'm just saying, just to see a black man face in there.
Mm-hmm.
What
Right.
do you think the chances are we'll ever just see like a dark skinned, a brown skinned woman in the White House? It might not happen it could
While
happen in
we
our
alive.
lifetime. It could
Maybe.
happen.
Maybe.
It could happen. But I'm just saying, it's going to be a rough patch. It's going to be
Mm-hmm.
because you're a woman. A lot of times women don't get that chance because they're a woman. That's why women go so hard nowadays. Women going so hard is like a revenge thing. They saw their mom get mistreated, and now they on that. Well, I don't want to be like that. So I'm going out here harder. Now they got 2 or 3 bachelors. They got women. I would say this a lot to men. Men, y'all better do something because these women are climbing the ranks money wise. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, as society,
That's
I'm
facts.
saying as society, I feel like black women do get mistreated at the bottom more. They do. That's
That's
how I would
fair.
feel.
That's fair.
Now people can always say no, it's the black man. But I personally, I would say I would think it was, because I think it would be the black woman more,
Yeah,
right?
I do
That's fair.
believe it's
Fair.
it's the black man more today than the black woman. Like, for example, you can't really
Yeah.
come out and speak out against black women like that, without getting completely flamed. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you can call out a
Well,
black,
I
you can
think
call out a black
well
man
that
and it's
works.
okay. Like,
Well, that works with a white woman can call out a white man too. The same in that sense, you know what I mean? Nowadays, because society is working different, nowadays a woman can say something about a man. But if the man says something about a woman, it might be some repercussions.
mhm.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like how you would look at it. Um, but as a whole society, the man got to be the head of the household, right? And you got these women out here doing their best. They got, they might be a single mom, and they trying to do their best. And I can only imagine, like, if you got a single mom, that's why I'll be like telling men, you need to be able to get your stuff together because right now it's a black woman, single mom, that probably got a business, 2 businesses, making X amount of dollars, becoming successful. So I'm like, and if we all know we all got kids, right? So we know how difficult it is. So imagine if you just own your own. I don't know, you know what I mean? So
Right.
that's gonna be hard, man. That's gonna be real hard. My
Well,
kids drive me up the
and
wall.
unfortunately, what you have happening now is
For
you
sure.
have a lot of women choosing single parenthood. There was a time single parenthood was thrust upon you for whatever circumstances, but
Well,
you're
you get
seeing a
benefits.
large number of women choosing
You
single
get
parenthood.
benefits.
You know what I'm
You get
saying?
benefits when you're a single mom, right? The government saves you. If you're a single woman, the government comes in and swoop in to save you. Look at all the benefits you get. You get WIC, right? You get free childcare. You get it's so many. I can keep going on. You get food stamps. Chances are you get food if you ain't making that X amount of dollars. So it's so many much more benefits. You get if the man is not in the household, you get to collect child support from that man.
Yeah. Well, so that's
So
part of the reason why I feel like the pendulum, amongst other things, but that's part of the reason why I feel like that pendulum is swinging or has swung
well,
actually.
yeah, a women these days are like, yo, I get X amount of benefits if the man is not in the home,
Yeah.
right? But also, like I said, man, it's all by agenda because, like I said, if the government want to make more money, what would you do, right? If you want to make more money, chances are, if you split up that household, you get that woman working, you get that man working. Now you collecting two taxes, right?
Yep.
I get to collect two taxes instead of just a man working and a woman at home. Now you separate them, and then who's the biggest spender? Women are the biggest spender.
Yep.
The hair, the makeup are like multi-million dollar, billion-dollar companies. That's women going out there spending that stuff. Women, half the time when you hear these podcasts, it be the women saying, "You better take me to these high-end restaurants," and we be like, "Look, baby, I'm gonna
Mm.
take you to Olive Garden. I'm gonna take you to Cheesecake. I'm gonna take
Can't do that on the
because
first day, bro.
it's in the budget because that's our budget." But women, a lot of women, they want that X amount of dollar, and it's mostly the women. If you want to press a woman, what do? You got to spend them like that's what it is.
Hmm.
So it's women, and I think it's just society, how society's changing. Society's telling these women we need, and we don't need all this stuff. All this stuff is just stuff you can't like. All this stuff is you don't need it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So, but if you find a woman that knows that and that don't need all that and want a big diamond, Range Rover, like that woman would have put you in the poorhouse, man, or working constantly. So you got to be careful on you got to date within your budget. You know,
Definitely got to date within your
Talk that
budget.
talk. Talk that
yeah, you
talk,
got
bro.
you got to date within your budget, man, because you got to find a woman. I think nowadays, and now all we do is look at just money, money, like, and it's crazy. And my wife is just like she said, black women deserve the same treatment as these white women out here. Why does she have to settle for less because she's black? And why don't she? And I said, I hear where you coming from, but at the same time, we don't have those opportunities. We don't have that. I'm trying to think of the word.
But also, white
But
men
we
will
like.
go to Olive Garden on the first date. You know what
Well,
I'm
I
saying?
don't
You
think
could take a white
anything
woman
wrong
to the
with certain.
park on the
Yeah,
first date. Like, now that's not to say you can't take black women, but I know we were talking about that. I'm just
Yeah. It's
piggybacking
the social media.
off of
That's
that.
the thing. It's
Like,
telling
you
you
know
what
what
you
it
need to
is.
do.
You know what it is,
Social
man.
media.
I think you could take that girl. Man, you got to analyze that girl. If you're a good man, you should be able to analyze that woman
for
you
sure,
with,
Mhm.
for sure.
right? Because a lot of times we want to chase bad bees, and bad bees are bad headaches, man. But y'all want to chase that type of stuff.
Yeah,
Y'all
So
want to chase that type of stuff, man. You go get you a pretty, I like art type of girl. She'll go, you can go to a little winery and paint with her, or you can go to a little fun house or something artistic for 30, $40. Something fun, little picnic, ice cream in the park. But a lot of times, man, a lot of dudes want different type of stuff. Now, if you see that girl with that BBL, you know what she expecting out of you.
right.
mm,
Yeah,
Not all women, but I imagine if I see a girl with a BBL, and you're like, yeah, man, that's a BBL. You think she did that for a walk on the park and the ice cream? Not me personally,
Nah.
but a lot of time, man, as men, we got to now. If you a big baller, okay, go ahead and chase that, right? Because that's what she want. Go ahead. But if you don't have it like that, man, just date within your budget. Find somebody, man. Find a partner. You have to find a good partner, man. Because I'd rather go. Like I said, I'd rather go in on a mortgage with somebody than trying to do it 100% by myself. I
mm.
don't. Like me personally. Like if you have to do 50-50, man, do that 50-50 and work that stuff out. Because, like I said, when me and my wife was together, at the time when I mean, figuring out our way, I was probably paying like 60%, 60, 70%.
yeah.
And then and then because she took care of that 30%, I was able to save my 30% and build a company with it. Now she don't have to do anything. She doesn't have to work anymore. She do what she want to do now.
Right.
But if you don't have no woman that's like, yo, I got your back, I'll take care of the bills, I'm in it with you, then I got to give all my funds to all these bills. I don't have any extra money to build anything else.
Yeah. Or
I'm working this 9 to 5, yeah.
And to piggyback off of that, a woman that will allow a man to lead and not demand the man be perfect to be worthy of leadership. You know what I'm saying?
I think, man, I think the problem is all these podcasts are saying that people should be doing this and doing that and doing it. Man, ain't nobody got this stuff figured out like that.
Somebody
ain't nobody
does.
got this stuff figured out. Man, but you got to think about it. Think about it this way. Well, think about it this way. You're gonna have mistakes.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And so if you got mistakes, that means you don't have it figured out like that. We just living and learning every single day.
Oh yeah.
Because you're gonna make your wife mad. You're gonna do something to make your wife mad and piss her off. She's gonna do something to make you mad, right? And at that day, you might not have it figured out, but y'all know y'all can come together and get it together. So, like I said, ain't nothing perfect because, like I said, no. I don't think any relationship is truly perfect. It's going to be something. It's going to be some type of. But you got to be willing to give and receive, and y'all gonna have arguments. I'm pretty sure all y'all argue with y'all wives, right?
Of course.
So there we go.
Except for me,
and I'm pretty sure.
I never argue about anything.
I said, well, there you
I'm
go.
just playing.
So he probably the main one that argued it. So everybody done argue, but this is the thing, man. The longest at the end of the day, y'all just like, okay, it's us. It's team us.
Yeah.
Because right now, I might have money, but next year, I might not have it. But my wife was there with me when I didn't have it. Yep. So that's one thing I'm grateful for. So if I go back through that, I know she's still going to be around. Is it going to be great? No, it ain't going to be. But I know she's still going to be around because she was there before.
That's crazy.
So a lot of the times, man, you get rich. Like I tell my wife all the time. I say, I always look at reality. I say, look, if me and you ever split up like that, I say, I got no problem giving you half. I got no problem. Because you was there. You helped me build. I got no problem. Half. Right? But if I was already rich and then this woman coming to my life, I'm not giving you anything.
You wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym.
Yeah. You wasn't. I'm not giving you anything. Here go this prenup. That's the thing. I'm not. But if you was there with me from the beginning, I have no problem giving you half. And that's just life. That's for me. Some people get with this, you rich and you get with this woman and she just a gold digger. She all about money. So then when she take half, you just looking like, man. Not everybody, but it happens a lot more than
a whole lot.
So
yeah,
it happens a lot, man. So you have to get you somebody that you can build with. You want somebody that is, if the chips is down. We all, as men, we always wonder, man, if I lose it, if I'm broke, will this woman still be around? That's a question every man has to ask himself about a woman, right? You have to ask that. So, and then if you got somebody that's down for you, there you go. Yeah.
People always got hashing possibilities, man. And before we wrap, because I know we getting crunched for time. However,
yeah, cool.
Where can people find you at, bro?
You know what? To reach out to me, the best place is normally Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, they can shoot me a DM, right? Just Lavish Blanc store. And I'm always great to hear. It's always great to hear from people or potential customers. I always keep my ear to the ground, and try to put my feet in other people's shoes. So when people come at me with anything, man, I always try to help, and I always try to be just helpful. So Lavish just on Instagram is the best place.
Yo. And you said you got your shop. Your shop in Charlotte.
Yeah. Yep. We got the shop in Charlotte. So it's by appointment only. So people just book an appointment and they come through and I get them right,
Man, that's what's up, bro. Nah, man. Hey, we definitely appreciate you, bro. We definitely appreciate the politics, the money talk.
Yeah, there's a lot of politics.
The hustle talk, all of that, man. The homie Rod, he always send us off with a good quote, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So Rod, before you get that good quote, because it's Black History Month, man, and we talking black business, black movement, all that good stuff. I'm gonna drop another fun Black History moment. Everybody know Reading Rainbow. We talked about reading. Did y'all know the person who sung the theme song to Reading Rainbow? Female, Shaka Khan.
I did know
Big
that.
facts.
I
My
seen it.
God.
I seen a video about that.
Damn.
Mhm.
Well, now y'all know, but now our listeners know too, man. But Rod, what's the words, man, to keep the people encouraged, bro?
For sure. Life is filled with difficult decisions, and winners are the ones who make those decisions.
Mm,
I like that. Well, I
that's
want to
fire right
say,
there. Yeah.
I just want to say, I appreciate you guys. Thanks
Yep.
for having me.
For sure.
Man, and just let me know, if you ever want to do it again or chit chat. I know I was just, doing a lot of the talking of, just running on and on and on. I can get like that. So, but other than that, man, it was a great experience talking to you guys.
For sure.
First podcast. So, man, I'm probably gonna listen to myself like I said, what? Like, oh my God, I was just, oh
Welcome to the
man,
club, bro.
I was on one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how,
I know he
we
definitely
get
was,
better.
man. One time he said Larry Brown was the best coach ever, bro. And I know he was kicking himself
That's
after
what
that show.
All day. It is
you
what it
you
is.
just you got
And I'm standing on that though. Oh, hey man, as always, man, Rod, when Rod comes in, he hits you with those 3 words. What up, though? I like to end the podcast with my 3 words, man. Kill the music.